by MP Ottley. MP Ottley, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, Madam Chair, to the Honorable Minister of Finance. I have we are separating the peak facilities, which will allow St. Maarten to have, its own offices, etc. What will be the cost related to that? Because while we're saving here, what is the cost related to that? And of course, with the cost, the benefits, because we have to do the risk analysis. On top of that, we speak of Mullet Bay, first right to refusal. That opened my eyes very much through you, Madam Chair, but I don't see it anywhere in the addendum that was sent to Parliament.
Minister, you may answer.
I would answer your, Madam Chair, to you. I would answer the second question first. The reason why Mullet Bay was not included in the addendum is because that's a separate agreement between St. Maarten and the central bank. But I can assure Parliament that that agreement between St. Maarten and the central bank as it pertains to Mullet Bay would be first signed by the central bank before this signature towards the addendum. And it was also shared with Parliament this morning, confidentially. Going back to the first question of the MP, it relates to the peak facility and it being separate. No additional cost, MP, towards it being separate. It's simply a savings for St. Maarten. And again, I believe that would be in the best interest of country St. Maarten.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, MP Ottley. You may continue, Minister.
Can the Minister confirm the previous government had already established that government will have first right to purchase Mullet Bay? Check minutes have come, meeting with Mr. Martis indicating that St. Maarten has first right to buy Mullet Bay. Answer, minutes from a Council of Ministers meeting do not constitute a contract and cannot be used as a legally binding document granting St. Maarten first rights. If Mr. Martis retires next week, what he stated is not binding. With this agreement, we will now have a signed document that is legally valid. Were the
Minister, we have MP York for other interruption. MP York, you have the floor.
Through you, Madam Chair. The Minister mentioned separating the peak facility. My question to that would be, what if St. Maarten wants to make use of the peak facility and doesn't have the funds to send for it? What kind of implications would that have on the budget? And as well, through you, Madam Chair, the Minister made mention of using the peak facility twice. Is that her forecasting how many times we're going to be potentially going to need it moving forward? Or is that a rough schatting? I don't understand where the twice came from. So if the Minister can confirm that for me.
Madam Chair, through you, to answer the MP's question on the separation of the peak facility and the usage of twice, this is a projection based by the central bank itself. Don't forget that the peak facility is something where the central bank stated if they are not able to cover the policy holders, and of course in this case now as well, the execution cost of ENNIA, that the country stand as guarantor. It isn't necessarily that we will, but this is in the event they are not able to cover. So it isn't something that is a guarantee that St. Maarten will even use it. It's in the event of.
MP York, that's not the way how interruption works. The Minister answered. Would you like to make use of other interruption? Okay. Minister, That is the answer that you
I
just gave?
believe I answered the question posed by the MP.
Okay. We will leave it at that for now. Minister, thank you. MP York, thank you as well. We're going to adjourn for 5 minutes. Meeting adjourned. It's now 11:35. We will return 11:40. I hereby reopen this meeting. Members of Parliament, I would like to give the Minister of Finance the opportunity to continue with the answering of the clarification round 1. Thereafter, we will adjourn the meeting for 1 hour in order to give the members the opportunity to view the confidential document as mentioned by the Minister in the conference room. Minister, you have the floor.
The final question posed in clarification round was, were the policyholders of Suriname and the best part of the ENNIA entity before? Did the best and Suriname policyholders pay into ENNIA beforehand? Answer, the best and Suriname policyholders have nothing to do with Sint Maarten ENNIA entity. They contributed to other ENNIA entities, specifically the best branch and the Curacao branch. Their costs were hidden within the peak facility-related expenses of the signed outline agreement. You may ask, how did they become part of Sint Maarten's responsibility? And that is the same question I had. Does it make sense that Sint Maarten would be paying 5 million guilders for policyholders that have nothing to do with Sint Maarten and maybe never even stepped foot on Sint Maarten? No, it does not. And with this addendum, we will not be paying for them. By asking the right questions and deciding to exclude ourselves from the unnecessary peak facility, it became clear what costs were actually hidden in the peak facility. Thank you for your time and attention on the questions posed in clarification round. Madam Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Minister and support staff, members of Parliament. I see, no, yes, no, okay. Members of Parliament, as discussed, we will adjourn this meeting for 1 hour, so we will continue at 1 p.m. Meeting adjourned.